How do you put this into words, what we're seeing from the Vegas Golden Knights?
8 wins in 10 games. To get a start like this, if you're a team that's been in the league for 100 years, is amazing. So for this team to come in with a mixed bag of players, yes, they have some good players. Yes, they've needed to use everyone and play a team game, and I think that's what's made it so exciting. Plus, you got a team in Vegas, David. Yeah. How is that not exciting with the way they've gone so far? So I think it's going to be a great destination to go watch your team play.
I think I preferred you as a woman earlier today. I just keep looking into your eyes. We'll have more on that later. If you missed it, you're going to love what Colby's doing for Halloween. So they're winning. You said 8 out of 10, and this is the situation as far as goaltending goes. Marc-Andre Fleury out, concussion. Malcolm Subban, he was in. Then he's out, groin. And now Oscar Danski's returned to Las Vegas, out with a lower body injury. My goodness. So let's flush this out now with Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless, who joins us from New York City. All right, so 10 games, 8 wins, and now we're on to what, our 4th goalie? Who's in net tonight, Gary?
It'll be Max Legacy tonight, and he made his NHL debut last night after Oscar Dansk was injured, and I just bumped into Dylan Ferguson in the hallway, 19 years old, was in Kamloops last night as a member of the Kamloops Blazers, has been recalled on emergency recall, flew to Vancouver last night, then over to Toronto, and then into New York City early this morning. He'll be on the bench tonight, and he said, yeah, this is crazy, and it is exciting and a dream and all those things. He said, but I have to be ready to play, and he looked me in the eye and said, and I am ready to play. That's it's a fascinating story. Legacy went in last night, and the team got down and started to chase the game and resulted in 3 breakaways. He faced 3 breakaways. One of them was John Tavares, who right now is the hottest player on the planet. So he didn't have much of a chance. He did say after the game, he goes, yeah, it was a rough outing. I'm going to flip the page. It's an opportunity to play for the Vegas Golden Knights in Madison Square Garden. I'll be ready. So we've seen some crazy things from goalies this season. Malcolm Subban was brilliant. Oscar Dansk was out of his mind, and hopefully for the Vegas Golden Knights, Max Legacy can find some of that magic tonight.
Yeah, as he makes his first NHL start. It is a crazy storyline. 4 goalies in a 10-game span for an expansion team. What have you learned so far about this Vegas team, and what might we learn over the course of this 6-game road trip they are on?
It's a really interesting group in the fact that they've all been, it's the island of misfit toys, right? They were all, let go by other clubs, and I think they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder in that regard. But I also think they came together really well, and I credit George McPhee, Kelly McCrimmon, Gerard Gallant. They put together an atmosphere where these guys felt really welcome. And, it's a storyline that you have to be really careful about because you don't want to come off as exploitive in any way. But October 1st and what happened that night, it can't be ignored because the very next day the players showed up at the rink and said to McPhee, we want to help the community. And they went out into the community and met with victims and families of victims and first responders. And they stripped away all the bravado that you see in the dressing room, David, and they showed empathy and compassion to other people, and it brought them together in a different way, a way that probably takes a year, I think, in normal circumstances for players to come together as a group. And since then, they've been playing for one another and playing for the city of Las Vegas, and that can't be lost. It's a real authentic thing with this group. They have first responders on the ice for every home game, and it's emotionally moving each time. And the players, it's affected them, and that's brought them together. It's been an uplifting story after a tragic story.
It has been a beautiful storyline, and tonight they'll try and avoid their first ever losing streak after that loss to the Islanders last night. Should be a lot of fun. Vegas Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless, thanks so much for your time here.
Hey, thanks for having me, David. I'll see you soon.
Yes. And one of the best NHL team Twitter follows. This is what the Vegas Golden Knights put out because of this goaltending situation. Since we've actually lost more goalies to injury than games to other teams, here is who's currently active. Maxime Legacy and Dylan Ferguson. I love that.